Welcome to the Breakthrough Emotional Eating podcast. My name is Kristen Jones, and thank you so much for joining me this week. So you all know that if I'm in this studio, I'm interviewing somebody, and I'm interviewing somebody that I love and respect because I am interviewing somebody that I work with at Lifetime. So welcome to this week's podcast. This week's podcast is so special. I don't know how long has it been that we've been trying to plan this? Like a month and a half, 2 months? At least. And it's not my fault, y'all. She's just like got the busiest. She's the hardest working woman in America. I tell her that all the time. She is so busy. So my guest today is my wonderful dear friend. Do you want me to call you Pam or Pamela? Which one would you prefer?
Either or.
Either one?
Whatever,
Okay,
whatever.
I call her Pam, so I'm just going to
I
go
like
Pam.
either or.
Pam. So this is my friend Pam Pope, and she is a trainer and a fellow Pilates instructor, and even better, she is a master Legree instructor. So if you don't know, if you're not aware of what Legree is, she will explain what it is. But it's a style of, I wouldn't say a style of fitness or style of exercise. That is popular here in the United States, in California. And so she is a master trainer in that. She has got all sorts of so many crazy certifications and so many amazing things that she does. But I wanted to bring her on because I wanted all of you to meet her. And again, she's going to share her philosophy when it comes to how she works with clients in the way of eating and food and that sort of thing, and how she encourages her clients to just live their best lives. And so we'll talk about that as well. So Pam, it's so exciting to have you here. Thank you.
I'm so excited to be here.
Me
Again,
too.
this was in the works for
Absolutely a long
while.
time coming. So you all know that I used to be a teacher, and I was in kind of mainstream work, and Pam was in mainstream work as well. And so we have so many, our paths have been very, very similar. So I will let her explain. So tell us how did you get into fitness?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, where does it begin, right? So, well, first off, in high school, I ran track and cross country.
Oh, I didn't know
Yes,
that. Okay.
yes, long distance runner. So always loved running. In my 20s, I ran marathons, which was great.
As did I.
Yeah. Which was great, but it's hard on your body, right? It's a lot on your body. Also during that time, I graduated college, got into tech, got into tech sales. You know how it goes, right? In tech sales, being in San Francisco, everything's there, right? So I was working in software sales at a company, and I saw a studio in San Francisco that said Legree Studio. And I was like, oh, what is this? What is this all about? And it was after I'd made the decision to stop running marathons or take time off from them, which ended up not doing them again, just because so many stress fractures, so many running's hard on your body. Now, don't get it twisted. I still do run.
Right. Yeah.
It's
just a huge time commitment too. I mean,
like, you got to schedule 20-mile runs.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go into the studio, and I was like, oh, I'm fresh off running marathons. I'm going to be good at this. I was humble. So for those of you that don't know what Legree is a Pilates-inspired type workout.
It's so hard.
It's very challenging. So as opposed to Pilates, that's more of a flow. Legree is more time under tension.
Right.
So Pilates, everything that we do is a flow. Everything builds off of one thing to the next. Whereas Legree is just more about being in movements for a long time.
Right.
And
little movements.
Yes, little movements.
Tiny movements.
Small, itty bitty movements. So needless to say, I was not good. And it was humbling. It was very humbling. And that's kind of when I started to venture out of just running, and I fell in love with Legree. I loved it. There was studios that I went to all throughout San Francisco, and
were you and Brad living in San Francisco?
No.
Okay.
So it's when I was in tech, so I was commuting.
Okay.
Commuting back and forth, and through different jobs in tech, I still was loving Legree. And about, I would say 4 years into it, there was an instructor that I really, really liked who ended up opening a studio out here in Walnut Creek. It's like, oh, this would be fun as a side hustle. This was what, 8 years ago now, when like the whole side hustle thing was like, that was like a buzz term, right? Like, what's your side hustle? So I started teaching, and I loved it even more. It made me respect the method even more. It made me feel even more confident in the
Right.
method, doing it myself
Mhm.
and then also teaching it.
Mhm.
So still was in tech. Then about how long was I there before? Two, 3 years in,
Mhm.
I've got laid off from my first tech job, and it was a bummer, right?
Mhm.
Like
Right.
it was tough. Like anyone who's been fired
Right.
or how do you say it, laid off, either
Right.
way, without a job, it sucks.
Right.
It hits your ego, right? It
Mhm.
makes you feel like crap. So I was like, okay, my husband, my boyfriend at the time was like, yo, why don't you do fitness full time? And I was like,
It's so sweet of him to do, to teach
no,
that. Oh my
I know.
gosh,
It's
because
like,
most of the time they're like, no,
yeah,
no, you have to have a regular paycheck.
exactly, exactly. But he knew like how much I came alive in
Right.
the
Right.
fitness sphere. And I was like, no, 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 I'm still gonna keep it a side gig.
Right.
And I did, and it was great. And then flash forward to about what, maybe 2 years after that, I got laid off again.
Mm.
And it was around the time that our current place of employment,
Right.
where
Mhm.
you and I
Mhm.
work, um, was opening.
Mhm.
And I was like, I I got to take the leap. I
Right.
got to take the leap. I'm not happy in tech.
Right.
I'm not happy in tech. And a lot of it was just I was over the rat race of, you're only as good as your next sale.
Mhm.
And I was just really just burnt out from
Right.
it, like completely burnt out and turned off from it. So
And
it,
was it, and were there a lot of women in tech sales?
not really.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So you were,
uh,
yeah. So you were
yeah,
kind of fighting against that. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
that's
I don't want to say there wasn't any,
right.
but it was few and far between,
Right.
right? So that made it difficult because I connect with women very,
Mhm.
very
Mhm.
well,
Mhm.
more so than men most of
Right.
the time. Yeah, so I took the leap and I was like, you know what? I was introduced to Kristen and I's current place of
Mhm.
employment, and I started group fitness here. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then
So before we started working together, you were just then you were still in tech at that time when you
no,
started working here?
when I started working here, I was already out.
Okay.
I was out. I was
How
out
long had you been out?
like a month.
Oh my God.
It wasn't long at all.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I
No, it
didn't
was
know that.
not.
I didn't
No,
know it was
yeah.
that soon.
It wasn't long at all. And personal training came up,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh wow, that could be something that I would really like. Like
Right.
that it sounds great. Like I can connect with people. Like I love connecting with a group of
Hmm.
people. But what would it be like to have a deeper connection with people one on one?
Hmm.
I thought of it as a challenge, and I thought of it as obviously a career change
Right.
for me. And kind of the rest is history,
Yeah.
right? So I teach here at our current place of employment. Still love Legree. Ended up becoming a master trainer in Legree,
Hmm.
and I just I finally feel like I'm doing what I was meant to be doing.
Hmm.
And I've said this before, but you can't. I mean, do I miss the money? Sure,
Yeah.
yeah, I do. I mean, I do, but I wasn't happy.
Right.
I
Right.
wasn't happy. I wasn't doing what I was meant to be doing. And
Right.
I feel like ultimately my main purpose has always been to be at service to people.
Hmm.
And in tech sales and when you're selling software, it's just really hard to see your impact,
Right.
right?
Right.
And so here, when I'm working with people one on one, or even a small group setting, or even a large group setting,
Hmm.
I can see my impact
Right.
right in front of me. And there's nothing to me that is more gratifying and
Hmm.
more enriching to my soul and
Right.
my being
Right.
than ultimately being at service to people. And I
Absolutely.
think fitness is just one way to do that.
Hmm.
And that's where I've found
Right.
that like this is my niche. And like I said, my husband, time boyfriend, for years was telling me,
Right.
do
Yeah.
fitness. And I think a lot of it too is like, oh, I'm not good enough, or
Hmm.
how, how am I going to do it? It's not as consistent as, having a 9 to 5
Hmm.
job. Like
Right.
that's scary. That's
Right.
scary. And,
Right.
I'm not 25 anymore. And so like that part of it too is very scary. Um, but it just worked out. It
Yeah.
just worked out. It just worked out when when you find something that is right for you,
Hmm.
the work you put into it, yeah, it's work and yeah, it's hard, but it doesn't feel like soul
Right.
taking away your soul,
Hmm.
right? It's
Hmm.
like, yeah, I get exhausted doing 10-hour days,
Right.
but I'm much happier.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And that's one of the things I know that so y'all, I'll tell you, she works so hard. She hustles. And so she has a ton of clients, and she has a ton of clients in both Pilates and in personal training. And it's because she works really hard and she does a great job, but she also is out there. She puts herself out there. And the other thing I have to say, and she would never say this, is so she has a Pilates fusion class that she teaches on Mondays and Fridays. There is not a week that goes by that her class is not waitlisted. There is not, and you have like regulars. And I've subbed the class and I'm like, y'all aren't here, but you're because Pam's not here. Half the people I know, and I'm like, yeah, I'm coming to see you. I want to see me. I want to see her. So I know you have such a huge following, and you have so many people that you've connected with, but you've also taken a huge, you've kind of put yourself into a leadership role here.
Yeah.
And you're in second in command in personal training.
Yeah. And that's something, by the way, I never thought I would get into.
No, well,
like
and
leadership was always something like when I was in software sales, like that seemed like I could never do that. Well, and I didn't want to at that time, but it was something that was like, why would I ever want to? Like, how could I do that? I don't even have my stuff together. Like, I don't even have, like, how could I lead? How could I lead people? Right. So when that opportunity came up, I was like, what?
Yeah.
No. But then I was like, wait, maybe I can do this.
Absolutely.
And so that's been another part that's been very, very, very gratifying is being able to share how I connect with people and how that others can do that in their own way, right? Like uplifting others to connect with people.
Right.
And it takes a lot, but once you get to a point where you really like thrive on connecting with others, it becomes almost like they're giving you something, right? Like it's like, and I tell clients that all the time who like, they'll come in and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I would do without my time without you. And I'm like, I don't know what I would do without my time with you. Like, you know, like this is an equal relationship, but
yeah,
I didn't mean to
absolutely.
get you off track.
No,
but
no,
part of taking a leap is that other things happen that you think couldn't happen.
Right.
And
that you might not have had the courage or the confidence when you were in tech sales, but then to come here and have this presented to you, it was like, oh, well, maybe I could.
Yeah, I could do that. And maybe I could be even good at it.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Yeah, she's so good at it. I saw some notes that she took on one of her staff meetings, and I was like, man, these are good. She had so many great suggestions for the other trainers, and that was amazing. So where do you see your because you are like your own business.
Yeah,
you are your own personal brand, your own personal business. So you have all these different things that you're doing. So you have your personal training, you have your Pilates, and those are things that they don't have to be within these four walls. They could be any place. And then you have your Legree, your master trainer as a Legree instructor. Where do you see your business going? Where would you like your business to go?
It's so funny because I get asked this like semi often, and I honestly just want to keep doing what I'm doing. I don't really see, like when I was in tech, I was always chasing after the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, and it started to feel like I was in a dark alley, just running in the dark. And right now, I'm just at a place where I want to keep doing what I'm doing. I want to keep being at service to people. I want to keep making people, leaving an impact on people. I want people to feel different when they walk away from a session with me. I want them to feel, wow, like I did that and I'm glad I did it. And I'm a different person because of it.
Right.
Like, so I don't really, it sounds bad, but I just want to continue what I'm doing and kind of take it one day at a time, because in tech, like I said, I was always looking for the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And you know, as my mom always says, one day at a time, right? I just want to keep doing what I'm doing and keep building connections with people, because ultimately that's how I grow as a trainer, as an instructor, as a woman, as an adult, as an individual. And I feel like as long as that's happening, I'm in a good place. Right. So that's kind of where I'm.
I will say, and you and I have not talked about this, but the way it's interesting that you would talk about your impact on your clients, and what I see as somebody who works with you, I see your impact on the other trainers because you are in a supervisory role. And so when I say that, because I have seen the notes that she writes from these staff meetings, and they're really, I mean, you're giving such good information to your other trainers, and you're like inspiring them to be better. And so it's not just the impact that you have on your actual clients, but it's the impact that you have on these other people that are just trying to do what you're doing. They're trying to up level their game and make as much money as they can and serve people and all of that. But I don't even know if you're even aware that as an outsider, I see that's where your huge impact is on those other trainers.
Well, and that's all. I mean, ultimately, that's something I would like too. I mean, I would like to lead mostly. I like to be a leader at service, right? So you'll never catch me the kind of leader that's sitting in an office or not doing the work that people, I don't want to say below me, but people, subordinates are, I want to be in there. I want to be doing it all with them, right? I want to be seen as a partner. I want to be seen as an ally to them, but I can speak to it because I'm doing it with them.
Well, and that's the only way that it's really authentic, and that's where people are going to respect you and listen. Is if they know that you're in the
trenches. Exactly. So ultimately, that makes me feel happy because I do want people to see, look, she's happy doing what she's doing. She's confident in what she's doing. How is she doing that, right? Like just by watching, right? Just by watching.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you work with people, whether it's in Pilates or whether it's in personal training, most of the time, I'm quite sure more so with personal training than anything else, but Pilates is probably the same. You probably have people coming in who are saying, I want to change this about my body. This is what I want to work on, blah, blah, blah. So when you, as a trainer, what is your philosophy when it comes to, to getting to being the best person that you can be, or getting in the best shape that you want to be in?
Yeah, so the way I work with my clients is like, how do I say this? I'm looking more to work with people who want a long term, who are looking. I mean, sure, I work with people who say have certain goals and like, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds before this event, or oh, I want to do this. And like, it's not that I don't want to help them. I do, but I want I want them to understand that it goes beyond that 20 pounds, right? So what happens after we lose that 20 pounds? Then what?
Right.
Like, what more are we looking for?
Right.
So for me, it's like it's a lifestyle thing, right? It's a lifestyle, and I'm a big person that's big on slow and steady wins the race, celebrating the small wins, right? One thing at a time. Oftentimes, I'll have people come in for personal training sessions who haven't worked out maybe ever, and they're in their later 60s, and they're talking to their physician, and their physician's telling them like, hey, listen, you got to work out. And for those individuals, it's hard for them, right? Because they haven't done it before, and it's frustrating. They're like, why can't I do this? Like I'm older, but like, why can't this happen? So for me, I like to keep it a very a relationship type thing, right? So I want to educate them. I want them to feel like they can go out into the gym floor. And I mean, this is particular in personal training. I want them to feel like they could do the workout without me. I don't want them to feel like they have I want to empower them, especially women, that, hey, you can come out on the gym floor and you can start lifting. Like, you can do this. I mean, obviously I want to work with, my clients forever, but I also want them to I want to empower them to do that, and still work with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So for me, again, it's more about the long run, right? The long, and some of those people are like, hey, I just want to lose this 20 pounds. Okay, I can help you get there, but just know that, like, what else do we want? Because after that, it's kind of like, well, what else, right? So I'd like to have it like a full scope, right? Like full, like the mental health aspect is very, very, very important to me. And I think all of those things come together, right? And they lead to a healthy lifestyle if you're given the right tools and you're given the right support. And so a lot of what I do is outside of exercise and nutrition and all of that. A lot of it's mental health. A lot of it is like, I just had the worst day of my life at work. Okay. Or I just got fired. I just got laid off. Okay. Let's sit and talk about that for a little bit, and let's go work out. Okay. Let's put it all together. Let's put it to something good. But I think that to be a successful trainer and to be successful in anything that's interpersonal or where you're being at service to people is to really show your vulnerability, right? And vulnerability, I guess, is kind of like a buzzword, but it's true though, right? So I like to share, some of my struggles, right? I've had struggles with food. I've had struggles with body image and things like that. And I think that when I share that with my clients, I used to think, oh, I can't share that. That makes me seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. But really, it shows that they're not alone.
Absolutely.
Right? And we're all human.
Right.
Right.
And that's why we do what we do, because we want to help people because we've been there.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. At the end of the day, I'm just a girl too, trying to survive in this male dominated world.
Yeah.
That we're just trying to survive here. So I think that that's something that really, really makes people feel comfortable. So I mean, yeah, for me, I'm in it for the long haul with them. I want them to feel like they can do it.
Right.
They can do it. We can do it. But those people that want those short fixes, I try to dig a little bit deeper. Right. I definitely want people to see and feel results, but I want them to understand that true and lasting results takes years.
Right. Oh yeah.
Years.
Absolutely.
Years, maybe even longer.
Right.
And the truth is most people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
The longer something takes, the more chance it has of lasting.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. So that just made me think of you just recently in February did a competition.
Yes.
An athletic competition.
Yes.
So tell the audience about that.
God. Oh,
Hyrox is.
So Hyrox is, oh, wow. So Hyrox is it's an endurance competition. Where there's a lot of running involved, and then there's different stations. So you run 0.6 miles 10 times. And in between those runs, you do things like a sled pull, farmer carriers, lunges, all sorts of things. And very out of my comfort zone, very, very out of my comfort zone. And I was asked because a whole bunch of people at our place of employment were doing it. And I'm a huge, big person on community, right? I mean, I was like, whoa, everyone's going together. And it was in Vegas.
Yeah.
So say no more. But yeah, and I ended up doing it with, I got paired up with a girl here who now is a good friend of mine, and we're doing another competition together. But it was just so fun to do something that was so out of my comfort zone, right? A lot of the people that were doing it were people who are, their fitness levels a lot higher than mine. And I was like, God, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? But it doesn't matter. Right. And you go to these things, I mean, it's even like when I was running marathons, you see people of all shapes and sizes, right?
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of it, right? Is that everybody is welcome. Right. But it was an amazing experience to be alongside coworkers and different members of our place of employment, and just being together. Like that to me gets me the most excited. And then, obviously the runner's high you get and all that is wonderful. But it was great. And aren't you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? She's gonna do it. She's gonna do it, you guys. She's gonna do it.
I'm a little old, but
no, she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. No, but you have to. You hear they just announced Vegas in February.
Oh, it's in February again?
Well, no, there's supposed to be one in Anaheim.
Okay, that's right. You guys were going to go to Anaheim in December.
Yes, and then there's one in Vegas in February.
Oh.
And then some people are doing Chicago, but I mean, I don't get,
Okay.
I don't want to do too much. I want it to be fun still.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it to try to get certain times. I want it to be fun. And I feel like if I do it too much, I'll get a little too obsessive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
And that kind of falls in line with that long term of they're looking for more long term health to be able to do these things that you didn't know that you could do, to challenge yourself, to get yourself to that point where you feel like, okay, I can do this, I can push my body.
And it's an endurance race, and I love endurance. Endurance is my favorite, but it was a little intimidating at first. There's some really high up there athletes that do it, but again, it was all about the experience and having everyone together.
Yeah.
And, I met a great friend out of it, and it was a blast.
Yeah.
It was a blast, and I can't wait to do it again. There's something to be said for, physically dying, not really dying, but, working out to the point where you feel like you're going to die a little bit.
Right.
feels kind of good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not every day.
And most of the time when I see her when she's gotten off the treadmill, she's like, I'm out there fighting for my life on that treadmill.
It's
The treadmill or the stepper.
Yes,
She's
it's so
like-
true. I think people have this misconception that exercise, if you work out a lot, becomes easy.
Oh,
And it's like, no.
Never.
It's still hard. In
Right.
fact, it may even get harder.
Right, exactly.
Right. So
Exactly.
that's why I try to relay that to my clients and people I meet that, hey, I'm just a girl that's trying to
Right.
work out too and, stay fit and be able to live a life as I age
Right.
in a way that I don't have to rely on people.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. So what would you tell somebody who's listening to us to have this conversation and is like, oh, but that's you guys are already in fitness. Like you guys already, like you do that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Like I can't do that. I don't know where to start. I don't know
Yeah.
what to do, or I can't belong to a gym because I don't have the finances to do that.
Yeah.
What would be your suggestion to somebody who's just like knows this would probably be a good thing for them to do, but they just don't know where to start?
Yeah. Yeah. I would say everybody had to start somewhere. I
Mhm.
mean, like when I came here, I had very little strength training background besides Legree,
Mhm.
which is on a machine with springs.
Mhm.
But I didn't, and my running background,
Mhm.
I came in here not knowing a whole ton. But what I did was I immersed myself in it, and
Right.
I wanted to learn it, and I
Mhm.
wanted to be knowledgeable in it. And I think it starts with just doing it,
Mhm.
just doing it. Like anything, like even if it's getting outside,
Mhm.
walking for 5 minutes,
Right.
right? I don't know if you've heard this book, you probably have, but Atomic Habits.
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic book,
Mhm.
right? So I think it's about making small, tiny goals for yourself. And
Mhm.
I struggle with this myself too, because I'm like, I'll make a goal for myself. I'm like, oh, but that's such an easy goal. Like it's like getting in your car and going to the gym, right?
Right.
But you have to start there. You
Yeah.
can't bypass that part
Right.
and go to the running 10 miles.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
can't. It just doesn't work
Right.
that way. I mean, you can, but then guess what? You're going to hate it and you're
Right.
never going to do it again.
Yeah.
Right. So I'd say small, tiny, tiny little bits, small, micro things
Mhm.
that are totally achievable. In the book, I think he talks about too the gym,
Right.
going, parking your
Mhm.
car,
Right.
not getting out of the car,
Yeah.
but just parking your car there,
Right. Right.
and then leaving.
Mhm.
And then the next time, okay, maybe walking in towards
Right.
those doors. But for folks who can't afford, things like gyms and
Mhm.
these things that we, unfortunately are expensive, right?
Mhm.
Get outside.
Right.
Get outside. Like there's something to be said for going for a walk,
Mhm.
right? Like
Right.
go for a walk.
Right.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's
Right.
it.
And then every day just add a little bit more.
Add a little bit, and you might be like, "Oh, well, that was just a 5 minute walk. That doesn't count. I
Right.
didn't do anything." No, it does count because this is slow and steady wins the
Mhm.
race here because
Mhm.
we're going for life, right?
Right.
And if we just look at, yeah, events can kind of kickstart us,
Mhm.
which are great. But like, if we need to get out of the, oh, I'm doing this for this, or I'm
Right.
doing this for that. No, I'm doing this for life.
Right.
For life,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. I love
So I
that.
say just do it.
Yeah.
Just do something,
Mhm.
and small, tiny, micro ones.
Awesome. Awesome. So this, my podcast is, I have people who listen to my podcast all over, but for anybody who's in our area, anybody who happens, any of our members who are listening to this,
Yes.
if they want to learn more about you and they're interested in working with you, what do they need to do?
Okay. Well, we can leave maybe like my Instagram.
Absolutely.
Leave my Instagram. I'm always looking to meet people, right?
Right.
I'm always
Mhm.
looking because again, it's the kind of thing where I feel like I'm getting as much out of it
Mhm.
as others are. My Instagram is a great place to
Okay.
find me. Here at our place of
Uh-huh.
employment
Yep.
is a great place to find me. But I'm always give me a holler.
Right.
Always say hi. Always say hi. Yeah. But I'm around a lot. I mean, I live in the area too.
Right.
So I know that you have listeners from all over, but I'm in the area. And I think that also helps being
Right.
in the community and
Mhm.
living in the community that you work in. Not that you have to,
Right.
but I think that helps too.
Right. And she's so healthy, she walks to work. I mean, she's so lucky she lives so close, but she walks to
I
work.
mean, that is a perk. That is a perk. All those years of taking public transportation. Godspeed to all of you that take part over in the Bay Area. Yeah,
Exactly.
But yeah, always come say hi.
Okay. All right.
Instagram.
Good. Well, thank you so much for taking
Thank
the
you,
time to come out and do
Kristen.
this. And I just think your philosophy and everything that you're doing and you're just such a great example of somebody who yes, you were in a position where you were probably making really good money,
Yeah.
but you weren't happy.
And you just can't put a price tag
Right.
on that. Like I could have kept doing it. But like at what point is it like, and then what?
Right.
And then what?
Right.
And then what? Right.
Right. Well, and that's the way I was. I was like, how long, when is it ever going to be that I'm not working to the weekend, or I'm not working for summer vacation?
Yes.
And then halfway through the summer, I'm dreading the fact
Yes.
that like, oh, I only have 5 weeks left and I have to go back to work.
Yes.
What am I going to do? And it's like, I just knew that was not how I wanted to live my life.
And I also do want to clarify, I'm not hating on tech or
no.
software
No.
sales by any means. It's a great living, but it wasn't for me.
Right.
And I stayed in it too long because I was scared.
Yeah.
Because I was scared of getting outside of my comfort zone, scared that I might fail at something, even though I was already failing at something.
Right.
Yeah,
because you weren't listening to your heart.
I wasn't. It's so true. It's so true. So true.
Yeah. Good. Thank you, my friend.
Love you, Kristen.
All right, I love you too. So thank you all for joining us this week. I'm so honored, and I will continue to highlight the people that I work with and the amazing things that they're doing, and just share some different philosophies and different ways of looking at fitness and movement and a healthy lifestyle, because I think everybody has to pick what's going to work for them, and really what's going to be something that's going to be sustainable, because that's really the bottom line, is that it's not just a quick fix. It's something that you really want to incorporate in your life for the long term, because it's going to extend your life. And somebody was talking to me about, there's our lifespan, and then there's our health span.
Yes.
It's kind of the new buzzword.
Yes.
And having a health span that is as long as your lifespan, and that they're equal. So you're able to do exactly what you want to do for as long as you're living. And that's what we really want to do.
So true. That's the ultimate goal, right?
Yeah.
It's to keep living, right? It's to keep living and keep living a lifestyle where we can be with our family, we can be with our friends, and we can keep doing what makes us happy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you all next week. All right, take care. Bye.